calling was for even the person that I don't know. When I called them, like humanistic, endeavors. So right away, I was taken off because I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a peaceful person. Why are they so aggressive towards me? Hung up. I don't know what happened, how we hung up. I didn't say nothing bad. They called me back. Who's this? Whoa! What the hell? Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'll just come up with it on my own. I just was like, it's not worth that. And I don't blame those people. Because I could see after something that happened to us, like 9/11, I could see why we want to protect our city, our community. I could see why they were nervous. And then I talked to a friend of mine who's a fireman. He says, Ray, you were definitely traced right after that call. He's a New York City fireman. He's like, Ray, no question, without a doubt, you have been traced since you made that phone call. And I got emails that were calling me communist. I was getting threats that said in order for me to, if I want to live this certain age, it was like 50 something, I said, that I need to change, may the workforce be with you, the location from New York to India, because they thought that essentially it could give people ideas of empowering themselves. So somehow the conversations that I've had over the phones since about 2001 have all come back to haunt me. Everything that I've ever said of every billionaire, everything that I've said about pharmacies, insurance companies, banks, oil companies. And imagine, this is the conversations that I'm having. For some reason, around 2003, 4, 5, I started changing. I started going into my more bohemian. And my friends were like, what's happening to you? And I wasn't so much about the going out and so much about the having this and so much about having that. You're like, I started becoming more t-shirt and jeans. And I started becoming more earthy. And my friend would joke on me. He says, oh, you're such a Walt Whitman. And I didn't understand, but I did understand I was a naturalist. And they were like, what's this transition you're having? And I didn't know what it was at the time. But now I realized that it was basically me getting into my Mother Earth. It was like a instinctive, my instinctive, it was just like this natural thing to want to be part of the earth and to be aware of how destructive we are towards it. How much, I didn't know. I'm looking now, and my friends in the comments, and a friend of mine, my best friend at the time, we had this dinner, and I said to him, he says, oh, I think Mayor Bloomberg is the best mayor. I'm going to vote for him again. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, he's the best mayor. He runs the city like a business. I think, that's what the city needs to do. I'm like, this is not a business. This is a community. This is people's hearts, souls, and lives. It is not a numbers game. And we stopped talking. We've been friends for 16 years. And that conversation was I realized that he became more corporate. And I just became more humanistic, and it divided us. And it was like, that's what you see a lot with the Board of Education. You see a lot of teachers, a lot of people who are where I'm at, that say you don't run education like it's a business. You're putting people in there, superintendents who are trying to run kids like they're numbers. And when you do that, it's so easy to start cutting people off. And it's like one sign that I saw at Occupy Washington, which said, we're we're community, not commodity. And that exactly what I said to my friend in 2006, 7. And I don't know why I think like that. I don't. And I said a lot of I had a lot of things like I said about banks, things that I said about Bloomberg, things that I said about George Bush. Like a lot of people, like you see all over, from Bill Maher to Michael Moore, to everybody on late night television. Was it against them personally? I don't know them personally, but since I made that phone call, it's been personal. Like I said, I was being called a communist, but may the workforce be with me. So then, 2010, 2011, a year later, I go to my friend who we stopped talking, and I said, when Walt Whitman wrote The Leaves of Grass, he thought that maybe it could help prevent the Civil War. And I said, I think there's a Civil War coming. And I gave him, I said, I went to his house, he lived in Harlem, I said, here, I think there's a Civil War coming, and I think that this could help diffuse or and he started to cry, and he started holding back his tears.
So awesome.
And I said, can I come in? He's like,
Where's that coming from?
I have somebody here. And he's holding his tears. And I knew it was because when I made that phone call, I became a target. And I became a martyr. And he wasn't able to let me in his house. And we never fought. 16 years friendship. Holding his tears, and he was so like, I can't let you. So I gave him this. And
why didn't he do this? Why did he do that? Yeah.
I know it was because of people putting fear in him.
Fear.
People put fear in him. And people put fear about him, about me. Like about
You mean some people call and contact him about you?
Yeah.
And that 16-year-old friend.
Basically, you know what it is? There's a smear campaign.
Yeah.
And there's a smear campaign against me.
16 years friendship.
Yeah. And he's not the only one. It was like all my successful friends that I was in contact with are no longer allowed to have contact with. And so a year later after that, on Well World, which is a Deepak Chopra site, and I put my one-page treatment on there, and I'm communicating with this woman, the administrator from Deepak Chopra's site, and she was like, "Wow, Ray, is this what New York is like for you right now? This technological sensations or vibrations is so intense for you?" She said, "And this spiritual quest that you have," and she posted it on their site for me. And a month later, Occupy Wall Street
There's a shark in the water.
And I'm not saying this because of me, because I knew they were already. I was doing research, and the Occupy Wall Street was already being planned because of something that happened, I think, in the Middle East. Prompted the people here to start Occupy Wall Street.
Guess what?
So imagine me seeing Occupy Wall Street. He was walking into my screenplay. It was like.